Today we're going to go over Stormwatch number 1. Created by Brendan Choi and Jim Lee, with Lee and Choi as writers and Scott Clark as the penciler. This is Battalion. He's the leader of Stormwatch 1. They are a team that is dispatched by the United Nations to take care of threats around the world. Their current mission has them in the Sarajevo area, where they are to find a UN envoy who has some political refugees in his charge. The team consists of heroes from all around the world, such as Fuji, Winter, Hellstrike, and Diva. The UN envoy is actually on a bus, and his refugees are all children. But that doesn't stop the villains from attacking it anyway. The team of villains are called the Mercs, and they consist of Kilgore, Razor, Slayer, and their leader, Deathtrap. The Stormwatch team splits up to face their various opponents. And just as the team appears to be making headway, even more mercs show up. After the bus is disabled, the UN envoy tries to help the kids escape on foot. But he soon pays for that decision with his life. Battalion wakes up in his bed having yet another nightmare about the events in Sarajevo. Just then, Christine Trelane, aka Synergy, an old acquaintance of Jackson, shows up at his front door. She has in tow with her 2 officers who've arrested Jackson's little brother Malcolm, who apparently was involved in a burglary attempt earlier that night. After a heated argument, Jackson tells Malcolm that he will be joining him in the morning at the funeral services for his friend John Windsor, who was the UN envoy that was killed during the Sarajevo mission. Meanwhile, high above the Earth is the orbiting space station known as Skywatch. Aboard the station, we are introduced to Weatherman 1, who is in charge of all the operations on Skywatch. Skywatch receives some information about some disturbances near the old Chernobyl reactor, but Weatherman 1 tells them to wait to check it out. The next morning at the cemetery, Jackson tried to say goodbye to his friend in peace. But the Mercs have other plans as they decide to crash the funeral. During the battle, Malcolm gets shot. Christine says that activating Malcolm will save him, and even though Battalion pleads with her not to do it, she does it anyway. And with that, energy shoots out of Malcolm's body as we are left on a cliffhanger. And there you have Stormwatch number 1. I never did follow this title back in the day, but only ever saw them like in crossovers. During that scene with the Weatherman 1, they do reference Supreme number 1, and again, I will forever miss those days whenever the image titles crossed over like that. So since I didn't really follow this title back in the day, reviewing these is going to be a new experience for me. So I hope you liked this video. If you do, be sure and hit like, and please subscribe because I'll be hitting more of the Wildstorm titles in the future. Until next time, we'll see you then.